Welcome to the Lunation situation. We are talking about a very sparkly full moon in the sign of Taurus occurring exactly at 24 degrees on November 15th. Taurus full moon is that builder energy. So what have we built? What are we ready to build? Or what is changing? Because a full moon is always a completion, an ending to something, something coming to fruition, right? Rounding up. But it's also a revelation because the sun at the opposite side is shining very brightly into the dark. So things are coming up from the depth. And what stands out immediately is that the moon at 24 degrees of Taurus is conjunct right together with the planet Uranus. And this is shocking. This is changes. This is disruptions. This is high electricity in the air, a high voltage. That's why it's so sparkly, like fireworks. Something's going on with this full moon. You know, Uranus is really about either something is breaking down or you're ready to break through. And I feel that it's up to you, whatever you want to make of it. It's up to you regarding all that you have been through, because this is a completion, closing out full moon, right? And so you may also reap the fruits, as Taurus is the first earth sign. So it's all about, what did you earn? What did you achieve? It's the material world. It's earth. So we are also called to connect with earthly life very strongly. We are questioning how much our comfort is worth. We are questioning our basic needs. We are coming into awareness of what is absolutely essential. And because it's at 24 degrees, this lunation, that takes me to the Pisces degree. So I also feel that it's like, that this moon brings in like spiritual materialism, a spiritual upgrade to the earthly life, wanting to implement more meaning into our daily lives, into our comfort, into our needs, into our love life, into Earth, into Mother Earth as well. Because this moon is trining Ceres in Capricorn. So there is a lot about like, what have you built, or what is ready to completely be torn down because the fundament, the foundation just is not strong. But Ceres, the Earth Mother, is helping us to really think about what nourishes us deeply. What do we need to take care of? And the moon in Taurus kind of does the same. They help each other. So I feel that you really want to stand still for a moment and think about what brings you comfort, what brings you joy, what makes you feel good, because it's important to nourish these aspects within yourself. Taurus rules the five senses, so it's about touch, it's about taste, it's about good food, it's about feeling good products, high quality, a little luxury, just knowing that you're worth all these things and that it has high value, that it's not hedonistic to follow what feels good to you, that it's kind of essential, because Taurus rules our basic needs, what we need for survival, but also need to have a good life. Taurus rules the throat, so this is about, maybe having issues there. Are you able to speak up for yourself? Are you able to voice yourself? Do you have any blockages in the throat area? Are you able to sing freely, speak freely? Taurus is also about music, and, therefore singing. So that's another way to find comfort and nourishment if, you want to sing it through. Sing it out. It's a very nice way to release some of the energies, because a full moon is also about letting go, a release, purification, purging out of what no longer serves you so that you can start a new chapter, because it's about endings, right? So there's something quite ending, or, you know, a harvest moment perhaps as well, because of an ending at that 24 degrees of Taurus. So if you have anything around 24 degrees of Taurus, this full moon, November 15th, is quite significant for you. And you can add like 3 to 5 degrees, you know, under, so around from 19 degrees of Taurus all the way up to 29 degrees of Taurus is affected. And if you have anything around 24 degrees of Capricorn or Virgo, this is complementary for you too. If you have anything around 24 degrees of the fixed signs, so Scorpio or Aquarius or Leo, this might be a bit of a push to get you in the right direction. So something might feel like a breakdown, but it's really about a breakthrough. Uranus is where you want to have optimal awareness, like really facing some chaotic perspectives that you did not want to see before. And because it's a higher perspective, and because it's an outer planet, as we say, so it's further away from us, and also it is discovered later on, so quite current, we could say. It was discovered around the discovery of electricity, and so technology, and this is also what Uranus represents. So around this lunation, we could also have a jolt of insight, becoming completely aware of something in our lives, something at 24 degrees of Taurus. This is the house that this occurs in and the planets that it affects, right? But it's also just a jolt of electricity, a jolt of technology. So what is changing? What is, how are we moving forward? Because Uranus is about the future, and it's about innovation. So it's about a whole new look on these Taurus themes. And maybe because of the high electricity in the air, this could result in technological issues, electricity issues, but generally I'd say it's just a jolt of high energy. It is an opportunity to bring more futuristic, innovative, high frequency, high vibrational experiences into your life. Taurus rules also relationships, as it's ruled by Venus, but it also highly is about money. It's about worth. It's about value. So also the worth, the self-worth you have, but definitely also value in the sense of what is something worth, such as your possessions, your house, your belongings, you know, all the expensive stuff. So finances. And therefore something might also occur around finances, specifically electronic finances, so bitcoins, and, you know, as the stock exchange is also quite digital, this is also about that. So either a huge shift regarding finances, maybe this is one of those days that they will introduce massive, you know, digital currency that is in the waiting room to be released. Maybe it's the end to paper money, because, you know, that's about, unfortunately, in the plans. I'm a very analog person, so I would love to have like real physical stuff, very Taurian. I want to be able to hold it. I want to be able to know that's real and that it actually has worth and value. So unfortunately today that is only gold, kind of. The rest is very insecure at this moment, unfortunately. So yeah, as soon as I saw the chart, the degree and all of it in Taurus, I heard money is on my mind is on my money. And, you know, that is so Taurus. So we are preoccupied with finances, with possessions, with worth and value. Either, well, very likely with Uranus so close that there are huge changes. And as it's a full moon, it's probably a huge end. So perhaps a breakdown of some of these big financial systems. You know, it is trining Pluto in Capricorn, who is now at the very tail end, and it's completing its 248-year cycle back at Capricorn. So from 4 days after this lunation, I feel it's really tied together here. We will see Pluto permanently, I mean, for the very long coming time, namely 20 years, it's going to stay in Aquarius. And we have experienced Pluto in Capricorn for the last 16 years. So this lunation in Taurus is also a huge bye-bye to the Pluto Capricorn energy. And, you know, Pluto Capricorn has been demolishing, bringing out the dark, the nasty, the abusive, the secrets around big systematical organizations, right? This is politics. This is, you know, those in charge, our leaders, our CEOs, our bosses, anyone in authority, unfortunately also military conflicts, but also financial systems, the patriarchal system, capitalism, all of that Pluto has been working with 16 years to bring out what is very wrong about these systems, and that maybe some of them, or maybe all, need to absolutely crumble and, you know, brought down. And, you know, we will see how that plays out, because this lunation seems pretty key. So I'd say the trine obviously is a favorable, easygoing energy, right? So it should be a very easy crumbling. And so it could be one of those times that from one day to another, we are just catapulted into quite a digitalized, technological, especially regarding finances and our material aspect of earthly life. So that might really shift quite quickly, because it's a Uranian full moon, and because 4 days later, Pluto's going to make a massive shift into Aquarius, which is ruled by this Uranus. So I'd say these are the massive footsteps, very loud, of Pluto Aquarius. And Pluto moves into a sign with a bang. It moved into Capricorn in 2008 with the housing crisis and financial crisis. And so Pluto Aquarius is likely to come with a punch and affect Aquarian themes. This could be masses, lots of people, communities. This could be overall humanity that it represents. It could be technology and electricity, or, you know, anything digitalization, future themes, future aspects. This involves AI, digital currency, and you know, digital ID and all of that. It seems a very different world awaits us, and I think that this full moon might be a big start of it, even though it's a quite ending theme. It seems to be an end to an earthly reality, and you know, a big end of an era as Taurus and Capricorn are, like I said, very fundamental for how we have known earthly life to be, you know, revolving around finances, having to work hard, achievement, success. I think this is also related to a dimensional view where that is very much, the material life is very much related to this 3D that people say, which is a very dense and therefore seemingly material world. But a Uranian aspect to this full moon, and also Pluto moving into Aquarius, which is the same energy, right, is a massive upgrade in frequencies and vibrations. So yeah, a variant of that is a digitalization and a massive technological innovation, perhaps. But also, actually, we're going to see, because that's how Pluto works, we're going to see what is absolutely wrong about technology and digitalization, okay? So we're actually really going to, the coming 20 years, going to witness what the key issues are, what the secrets are, because I think that we're going to find out if you can get along with this energy, because it is a massive shift and not everyone might be able to get along because it's so confrontational, right? If you have believed in a material reality that money's everything, possession is everything, and so which is kind of a very selfish view, right? As long as you collect and build your own life, you have it good, right? So it is very self-centered in a way. And if that has been your life, if that has been your belief, if that has been your reality, then it's quite difficult to move into another reality where we come to understand that the materialism isn't even real, is not that valuable as they have made you believe, that other things are way more important. And we're really going to see how things are not so much of matter, but they are actually very different. And so these high frequency vibrations that Pluto Aquarius is also going to bring might be very challenging for a lot of people. But the good thing about that is that, as I said, the whole reality, notion of reality is going to shift. And higher frequency vibrations also means a lot of different opportunities that we've never had, or at least didn't have for a very long time. So as Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius, is about higher perspective and higher consciousness, awareness, this is also going to happen with Pluto and Aquarius. So we're really going to see from like a more of a top-down view of what has been going on, and we're going to find out very new like intelligence also about ourselves. This is also like DNA codes that are going to unlock. And I feel, I know it's far out, but you know, Uranus and Aquarius is about aliens, so this is about way beyond Earth, right? Now we get into the cosmos, which is astrology. You know, astrology is also Uranian ruled, and therefore Aquarius, it's an Aquarius vibe. So we're going to find out the cosmology, the cosmic view, and how it interacts with earthly life, and what's really going on, and what has been the real history. And you know, we're just going to awaken to a higher intelligence within, and perhaps, you know, somehow having stronger communication with the cosmos. And I think, well, not just me thinking, every astrologer knows that Pluto Aquarius is going to catapult astrology into mainstream, and it's going to popularize, because people are going to find out how important it is and always was. So, yeah, we are going to embark on a very interesting time. But, you know, because it's such a huge change, such a huge shift, it will also probably play out a bit of the, more difficult Uranian themes, which is chaos, revolutions, breakdowns, instability, very perhaps uncomfortable surprises, very, anxiety driven, very feeling insecure about where it's all going, because all that you've known is crumbling away. And Taurus, where this full moon occurs, is very much about holding on. It's about security. It's about, about stability. What can we have for sure in our lives? But unfortunately, Uranus is really questioning this, and may make us feel that there's nothing to hold on, and that we are in quite some unstable times. But I think, it's a bit cliche and a bit woo-woo, but it's love that is really going to keep us alive and well into this new world that embarks upon us with very higher, faster frequencies that even our body needs to adjust to. And that is Taurus too. Taurus rules our body, rules our five senses, right? It's likely that with the whole Aquarius, Uranian times, that we might open up to more senses, and that our body is evolving, and our body is of course made of that DNA material. So, there is going to be change in the very physical world as well. And I hope that maybe it will be as magical as, looking at life on Earth and seeing quite the magic and sort of the interrelated communication that's going on in Earth life. So between plants and trees and animals, how there's a beautiful earthly system going on that we need to honor, that we need to love, that we need to cherish, because that is our livelihood, that is everything. And ultimately, earthly life is divine. That's why we're here. We're here to experience the divinity in Earth. And 24 degrees of Taurus is, as I said, a Pisces degree. So divinity and earthly life is highly connected during this time. And it's also about, as Taurus is about building, even though a lot might be torn down because of Uranus, it is still about asking for yourself, what do you want to build? What kind of dreams would you like to build because of the Pisces degree? It is also sextiling Neptune, who's still retrograde in Pisces. And so there is a bit of clarity coming from Neptune, the magic and mysticism of going beyond and bringing, some dreams, some love. Innovation is not just technology and digitalism. Innovation is also, being super courageous, being kind, being, heart-centered, heart-based, loving. These are also very innovative themes in this current world. So we have to expand our vision, our perspective about what future we would want and what innovation really is, because we are in a building time as things are falling away. So, as that occurs kind of simultaneously, you really have to keep the vision of like, this is my dream, this is what I want, this is my, this is what I want to achieve, this is what, regarding love, regarding higher awareness and higher intelligence, and a stronger connection, remember, with the cosmos. The ruler of this lunation is Venus. Venus rules over Taurus, and she's at 4 degrees, almost 5 degrees of Capricorn. She's making a T-square to the nodes. So she's pressuring us, our dharma, our soul's mission, to, you know, with the bigger picture of keeping in mind that, you know, Venus in Capricorn is very conservative. It's about containment. Remember that Venus is, just like Taurus, about finances, about, you know, self-love, about what feels good, about relationships, about beauty, about art, entertainment in a way. And so it is a little careful and a little frugal. And so the conservative containment vibes is about holding back a little, yeah? Thinking more about long-term financial goals, and also the long-term regarding relationships. And it's kind of making sure that probably while things are crumbling away, that we hold on to, you know, and that we are very smart about certain decisions, yeah? That we make sure that we move into the right direction. And we have to think about ourselves. We have to put ourselves first. We are the leader in our own lives. We are our priority, our wellness, our body. And what we need to let go is very toxic traits regarding relationships, or how we want to please others, how we care too much about what other people may think. We need to let go of all of that and kind of mature with this Venus in Capricorn, and be responsible, be devoted to our achievement, our success, to the long term. And so she's a little, yeah, she's a little frugal. This is not about spending. In fact, this Venus is about holding on. So she would, I'd say, tell you to save up your money, to not overspend, to be very careful with your budget, you know, to be sober about your finances, about your outlook, about your relationships, even your self-worth. Just, you know, maybe a little pessimism, but to make sure that you are on the right path, a more honest path where you can put yourself first. And so you have to make a very honest assessment. And so this Venus is very serious, very focused. And so apparently this is a demand that is going on during this full moon. So, you know, don't take risks regarding finances is what I see here. You know, make sure you have some tangible goods. Make sure you have some money on the hand, not necessarily in the bank. You know, make sure that you have some actual physical money in your wallet. Make sure that you spread your finances wisely, so that if something occurs in one financial sector, you know, you're still stable, you're still going strong. Yeah, other than that, still, of course, Mars is opposite Pluto, and this is a power struggle, a power play, and so this is a difficulty, a pressure that all of us feel, and it's part of those massive changes into the Aquarian themes that this lunation is helping us with as well. What's also going on in the background, a difficulty I'd say, is Mercury in Sagittarius squaring Saturn, and actually also opposing Jupiter in Gemini. But that Mercury square Saturn is, you know, unfortunately a bit of missing facts. So you want to be really careful with your information. You want to be careful with your opinions. You know, don't be too opinionated. Make sure you take into account several perspectives if you can. Unfortunately, the Saturn element is also hindering the humor that our mind might want, so it's less of a fun time, it seems. And Mercury square Saturn in Pisces is also kind of a lost in translation kind of vibes, just like this, like not being able to express yourself, not being able to be clear about what you're saying. So there's some communication disruptions and issues going on here. Blocks to communication thanks to Saturn, and also religious and belief issues, as these are both about that, Sagittarius and Pisces. A clash of opinions. And, you know, Saturn blocks the carefreeness of the Sagittarius attitude. And so, you know, it really blocks the carefreeness that Sagittarius has. And so it's time to be really serious, to get really serious, and not a time to get funny. So, you know, there's an issue with direction apparently, and it could result into like roadblocks, actual roadblocks. We need to learn more and expand our horizon and devote ourselves to something meaningful, it seems, and that we want to expand our intuitional world, and as I said, our horizon, in the sense of expanding our perspective. And so that is going on as well. The opposition with Jupiter is about, you know, Jupiter is also sextiling Chiron again. So we're really healing our mental space. We're healing our self-esteem. We're healing deep wounds within the mind. We learn that words matter and that we want to be careful with what words we use. And that, you know, we shouldn't take every information for fact. That, you know, we don't need to just collect a lot of information and sit on it, but that we can help others learn, or, you know, share the information, or, you know, go a little bit beyond, and teach and help others. And so there's a lot of process of information, and unfortunately this could also be problems with information and just non-factual information, and yeah, a lot of lack of clarity regarding information. Maybe there would be even uncomfortable news, but that we need to remember that we need more resources. We need to like make sure that we back our information up, that we don't take everything for face value, but that we make sure we learn more, that we expand our intelligence and our perspective, so that we can see issues from multiple perspectives and sides, and not just what is portrayed or what is brought to our attention, that we can look from different sides, you know, and that we shouldn't fall into gossip and misinformation just like that. And I think the Saturn element might slowly but surely teach us that, you know, the power of intuition, right? Weighing the information on what is true and what is not is the missing link to our information process. And there might be a lot coming out with this Uranian full moon, right? But it sure is a very interesting lunation. it's not necessarily bad, not at all, but it is just a huge change and shift. And I guess the cosmos asks you, are you ready? Just make sure that you nourish yourself and that you make sure that you're clear on what you need, what is essential, and that you have what it takes to survive and thrive. Make sure that you follow clearer and clearer your dreams, and that you want to feel good about that whole process. So happy full moon in Taurus, and take care.